This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
All right, great friends. What's happening? It is Wednesday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande. And I should say the lawman, but it's really Grande and the Brown man. And Browner has taken over the Alex responsibilities of producing and directing and editing and posting and doing a great job filling in for Alex. And then there's Jay Law, who's taken that number 3 seat over there and is filling in for Browner. So Grande's back tomorrow after his wedding on Sunday. And we're so glad everybody's here with us in the 7 Mile Casino studios. Hey, fellas, we were setting up in the last segment. I wanted to talk to you guys about Kyrie Irving / Jay Williams of ESPN. Have you guys seen Jay Williams' rant on Twitter? You guys happen to catch up to this?
No.
I have not seen it, but I know the gist of it. I'm looking for it now on
Yeah, I saw it, and I like Jay Williams. I don't have any issue with the dude at all. He's been on our show. He's been great on our show. I like Jay Williams.
Also ditched our show once.
Say that one more time, Browner.
So ditched our show once.
He ditched our show once. He did.
Oh yeah, remember we missed him like 3 times in a week.
No,
he came on the first time.
Yeah, I feel like what happened is I feel like Bill Hagan. When we first did our deal with ESPN, Bill wanted us to have on like everybody from ESPN. And I think Max Kellerman didn't show up one day. And I feel like, well, Keyshawn, I expected him not to show up, right? Because he's as diva gets. And then Jay Will did show up. He was great. I like Jay Will. I liked him on the show.
I thought he was supposed to show up again and he didn't, but maybe I got him mistaken.
Well, whatever. It's all good.
The rant, there are 2 rants. The one where he's at his house and then the one where he's on ESPN. Which one do you want?
The one that I was looking for, the one
4 minutes, and then we can't play 4 straight minutes.
Well, the one that I saw was the one of him, like, I guess you say he's at his house. He's outside. There's trees behind him. It's a nice sunny day.
That's 4 minutes. We can't play that.
4 minutes is a long time, but all right, we'll play some of it. We'll play some of it because it sets up the story. But before I set it up, let me tell you guys this. You ready? So Kyrie Irving is one of the most
polarizing.
Yes, good word. I find him to be completely unlikable.
Or that.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't even dislike Kyrie Irving because I don't dislike him because of what he posted or because of whatever he was trying to say or because people consider him anti-Semitic now. I don't dislike him for any of that. I dislike Kyrie Irving because I think he's a crappy teammate. I think he's the most selfish ball player that I can think of right now in all of sports. I can't think of anybody who I consider more selfish. I mean, last year it was, I'm not getting the vaccine. There were plenty of guys that did not want to get the vaccine, but they got it because they're team guys. And for some, they were like, I'm not getting it. I'm sitting out. But Kyrie missing half the season because he was opposed to the vaccine. Everybody has their own opinions, okay? Most of us got the vaccine because we thought it was the right thing to do for ourselves and for other people. For Kyrie Irving, he was not going to take that vaccine even though his team needed him. So for me, like that's one part of it. The next part of it is all the stuff that he does thereafter. It puts his teammates in a position where they got to answer for him. They got to talk about him constantly. Mm-hmm. I just find him to be a guy who, as talented as people tell me he is, and that may be the case, he's so selfish and he's so about like just him, because that's the definition of selfish, that he's just a bad teammate. And so I wouldn't want him on any team because I think his behavior in Brooklyn is what you would get like it was in Boston, let's just say, or like it might have been in Cleveland, or like it might be in LA in the future. I would never want Kyrie Irving in my organization because to me, he's a coach killer. He's a locker room cancer, and he's bad for your business. So that's just, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel. I mean, listen, maybe I'm standing on my own on this one. I just don't like him as a ball player. I'm not concerned about him being anti-Semitic because I kind of put blinders onto that part of the story. I just don't like Kyrie Irving to the point where, Jay, I don't know if you ever knew this or not, my daughter Julia came home last year with a pair of Kyrie Irving sneakers that she bought. She's like, Dad, check these out. They're so dope. Check them out. They're purple. They're so cool. I looked at them. I'm like, these are Kyrie Irving. She goes, yeah, they're cool, right? I go, do you know who he is? She's like, no, I have no idea who he is. I start telling her my whole rant about what a bad teammate he is. I'm like, return them. I don't want you wearing Kyrie Irving sneakers. Return them. She did.
You know what's funny about this conversation? I said last week when this story came up that he's bad for business, and the NBA should find a way to get rid of him because he's just bad for business. The Nets are trying to get rid of him. They've put these obstacles in front of him for things that they know he won't do.
Mm-hmm.
So he won't come back. And you can be mad at the Nets all you want. For the black people who are mad at the Nets because you feel like that they're doing Kyrie some form of disservice, Kyrie is an employee of the Brooklyn Nets. Now, they can't just outright get rid of him because there are rules against that. But they can make him do stuff that they know he will not do. And so for famous people, you talking to you, Nick Cannon, out here saying that this is buck breaking, which is a slave term that I won't go into detail of it. People look it up. This is no such thing. This is somebody working in an organization who has made the organization look bad and has made the team within that organization look bad. So why would we then continue to shield him, one, or two, provide him any form of comfort when operating within our organization?
You say buck breaking, and I don't know that phrase, but I can kind of figure out what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what Jay Williams pretty much also said. Jay Williams is like, look, this is like slavery. Like, here's a black man.
So mad. That makes
right.
me so mad when people do that.
Why?
Because to say that this is like slavery, it's completely devaluing the pain and suffering black people went through in servitude. Like, do you understand? People who say that, like Jay Williams, do you understand, Nick Cannon, what slavery actually was? Because when you say what's happening to Kyrie Irving is like slavery, it is not, my man. It is not. This is what happens in business when you do not cooperate with the owner of the business. Everything that black people don't like isn't slavery. It's not.
Well, you know what Jay Williams went on in this rant was, hey, do we make Brett Favre jump through hoops to get back into the good graces based on all the crappy stuff that Brett Favre has recently done?
Because I like who does Brett Favre? Because I'm against Brett Favre into the end of the cliff. Who does he play for? Who does he play for? Y'all out there buying Copper Fit? Who Brett Favre play for? Like, they keep bringing up Brett Favre. Brett Favre is not collecting money from an NFL team for him to be responsible for the atrocities he's done in the state of Mississippi. This ain't the same.
So Kyrie Irving, this is what he does. This is what he turns. If he would just play basketball and not put out messages on Instagram that are going to create this sort of controversy, Shaquille O'Neal's not on television saying he's an embarrassment to the league and we all have to answer for him. The Brooklyn Nets are not dealing with his suspension and what he has to do to get back. The commissioner of the NBA doesn't have to meet with him face to face to discuss these kinds of things. I mean, he just for one post on Instagram, Kyrie Irving has consciously created this massive controversy where the whole world is talking about Kyrie because it's all about him. Jay, you're a Cleveland Cavs fan. I'm curious. Because he was part of a championship and hit a big shot in a championship, do you have like a lot of love for Kyrie and a lot of like forgiveness just because you loved him as a player who brought you a championship? What do you think about? Because me and Browder could go off on this all day.
Right. No, I think it's kind of funny where all these other people are saying these things. You know, the Nets brought Kyrie Irving in so he would play for the Nets. The same reason the Celtics brought Kyrie Irving in so he would play for the Celtics, and the Cavs got Kyrie Irving and wanted to keep him over time so he would play for the Cavs, and he's gone the other route. Kyrie Irving is getting exactly what Kyrie Irving wants, and that's to not play basketball. Okay? Kyrie Irving went from having it his way when he came into the league. Kyrie Irving just wants to play some basketball, but he doesn't want to have to play basketball under the rules and under the demands of what the bosses say and how they say it and how he's viewed. See, Kyrie when he came into the league, he had it his way. He came into the league on a terrible team when LeBron was in Miami, and he got to be the guy to play basketball any way he wants. And 22 wins, it didn't matter that they won 22 games. And then when LeBron came, he was still a kind of a wide-eyed, smiley kid. We didn't know the aloofy Kyrie yet. He wasn't that guy because Kyrie would just play hurt when he didn't want to play. And when you're that good for a while, that works. The fans will back you and feel bad for you for a while. Eventually, you just can't be hurt all the time. And then fans start going, okay, dude, when are you going to start playing? So he went from being a guy that played the hurt card to being a guy that got a loofy and started playing the butthurt card. And so he's here where he is now. And it's where he exactly wants to be. And that's a guy that just plays some basketball. So the Nets didn't bring him in so he wouldn't get the vaccine. The Nets didn't bring him in so he would do all this stuff. And they're saying, Jay Williams is saying, the hoops that the Nets are making him jump through. Nobody's making anybody jump through more hoops than Kyrie Irving. He makes the Nets jump through hoops and walk on eggshells. He makes his teammates jump through hoops and walk on eggshells. He made the Celtics. He made the same thing. So this is where it's at. It's where Kyrie wants it. And so he used to be the guy that would just play injured until nobody feels sorry for you. And now he's got to figure out another way to stay off the court. And because the vaccine, now the this, and the way he's, went about it, followed up with it, continues to go through it. This is all on Kyrie Irving.
Right.
And whether I'm glad that he hit a big shot for us, yeah, it was great. He was a different kind of ball player and seemingly a different teammate. And that kind of switched overnight. I mean, that from the time of that shot into the next year, he kind of just abandoned LeBron as a kind of a Robin to his Batman and started going very kind of rogue with just the relationship he had with the Cavs as a team, as a front office. And then eventually, obviously, the big trade came. He went to Boston for all of that stuff just to make it work out. And then here's where he is. He just has limped along since. Look, how many games has he played for the Brooklyn Nets? The Brooklyn Nets are better when he doesn't play. They proved it last year. They're proving it ever since, they fired Steve Nash and he hasn't played. They're back to 2-2 and at least, finishing games and looking competitive in other areas that they weren't. So to me, the Boston Celtics got better without him. The Brooklyn Nets seem to be better when he's not around. So I don't know who all these people are coming to this defense like he's being so unfairly treated and he's being treated like a slave.
Jay Williams.
Jay Williams. There's others in the league.
I know, but Jay Williams has a nice platform, on ESPN, and he's, from what I can gather, a Brooklyn Nets fan, goes to their games, lives nearby somehow.
Friends with Kevin Durant.
Say it again, brother?
He's friends with Kevin Durant. He's in multiple business ventures with Kevin Durant.
Can you play some of what Jay Williams said, though? Because Jay Williams, he also breaks out the slavery card, which is, and what it is it's like, this is the man, be it Adam Silver, Joseph Tsai. I mean, it's not purely white guy. But this is the man saying to a black man, you will do this and this and this and this. And if you don't, you ain't playing. And yes, like the slavery card comes out on all of this. To me, it's pretty simple. He's a bad teammate and he has made our lives a living hell. And if he wants to play for us again, he's going to have to do all these things, of which, by the way, he doesn't really, it's probably mostly insincere anyway. Can we hear some of this Jay Williams rant? I don't know if we can hear it or not, but Browner's put it up.
That?
Not really. Nonetheless, the point is that Jay Williams goes off on this whole situation. I don't know. Nick Cannon, I wouldn't know Nick Cannon, honestly. Like, that guy's not even on my radar in any way. So I guess, Browner, you're saying that Nick Cannon's also had a whole bunch of commentary about this?
Nick Cannon said that what they're doing to Kyrie Irving is buck breaking. And for people who don't understand, here's a very quick explanation of it. It's when you take the strongest slave, you put him in front of the plantation, and you basically beat him to death or so close to death that he then follows orders to the T. because he doesn't want to be beat anymore. You break the strongest buck to make sure everyone else falls in line. And his basic explanation said that's what the Nets are doing to Kyrie Irving. The
Unbelievable.
problem with this analogy, man, is that the Nets didn't do anything to Kyrie Irving. He didn't do to himself. All he had to do
Right.
after he retweeted this film was come out in the next day in the media scrum and say, okay, listen, here's the deal with the retweet. I watched the film. There's certain parts of the film that I really didn't understand that I should have. Those were wrong. Those were anti-Semitic. I don't believe in any of those. But do I believe that black people are the original Israelites? Yes, I do. Because that's a wide belief among a lot of black people. So he could have done that, and all this would have went away. All of it. Because at that point, it's just what black people believe. And now you're also not being anti-Semitic publicly by not saying the video was anti-Semitic.
Yeah, so here's now the reports. You ready? This is what the Nets are telling Kyrie he has to do to get reinstated. He has to share his apology on his social media accounts. He has to follow and complete sensitivity trainings under the direction of the team. And he needs to meet with Jewish leaders in the Brooklyn community. And if he fulfills the requirements to the Nets approval, he'll then meet with the Nets owner, Joseph Tsai, and he'll then explain why his latest behavior will never happen again. And according to all these reports, he's going to donate $500,000 to anti-hate causes. He's going to meet with the Anti-Defamation League. In addition to sensitivity training created by the franchise, he'll reportedly need to complete anti-Semitic training as well. Can you imagine saying to Kyrie, hey, Kyrie, if you want to play basketball again, you're going to need to meet with Jewish leaders in Brooklyn. You're going to need to take sensitivity training. You're going to need to take anti-Semitism training. You're going to have to meet with the owner and kiss his ass and tell him why you'll never make this mess again. You're going to have to donate a whole bunch of money. And that's all if you just want to play basketball for us for the remainder of this year before you become a free agent in the offseason.
I hope this is a way, because if he still gets paid, I don't want to hear anyone complain about what's happening to Kyrie Irving. If the Nets,
right, he's cashed enough checks. He's not standing for anything when you cash that many checks already in your life. You're not sacrificing.
Right.
I mean, come on, give me a break. I mean, this guy is the live golf version of a basketball player. He wants to play part-time. And he just wants to dribble around and put up stats and have everybody go, man, did you see that great game Kyrie had? Wow, he was spinning, he was dealing, he had 37. But when Kyrie goes 2 for 15 from the field, he doesn't want you saying anything. God forbid you were to criticize Kyrie Irving for his play when his play isn't up to par, or when his mental between the ears game isn't there out on the floor. God forbid. I mean, you can cut Ben Simmons down like a tree every day for every little shot he misses. But God forbid, Kyrie went 2 for 15. Don't mention that. But go tell everybody from a mountaintop when he has 39 and a loss how good that looked. Give me a break. This guy is, if anybody, whatever that system is, nobody's bucking anything more than Kyrie Irving is bucking it all. I mean, he's having it. The people running to his defense on this are just blind. I mean, they're blind.
It's embarrassing.
And it has nothing to do with the vaccine, the anti-Semitic, whatever it is. We're talking about just at the core. What this guy is manipulated is hilarious.
The black people who are running to his defense by using terms, buck breaking, by using slave analogies, you are doing yourself and Kyrie Irving a disservice. Because you know what happens when you start talking like that? People immediately tune you out. Because
you're being a version of this. You're being a small sliver of Alex Jones.
By saying that this has anything to do or in comparison to slavery to a guy who's going to make $37 million this year, miss me with that.
Yeah.
And has been ringing the cash register while sitting in street clothes on every franchise he's ever played on.
Not to mention, got paid to not play last year for COVID.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, the guy,
the Celtics got paid not to play for the Cavs. I mean, this guy's got paid not to play more than he's got paid to play. I don't want to hear it again about this guy.
I'm just so shocked. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that some people might not come to his defense and think that, you know, what the Nets are asking for is above and beyond. But I really believe that the Nets want to get rid of him, but they don't want to just outright release him.
They can't.
They're making, okay. So what Okay, look, we're running out of time on the segment. Why
Really
can they
quick,
not?
20
Why,
seconds.
Why can
Really
they
quick,
not?
20 seconds. They cannot get rid of him because contractual reasons. What they can do is make him not refuse to. He will refuse to do these things, so therefore he can't return. Which then he's now in violation of his contract, which you can then void. But you can't just tell him not to come back because then you got to pay him.
Yeah.
After the break, I'll tell you what the Nets are doing.
Okay. All right. The guy is so annoying. He's just so utterly annoying. And I know Jay Williams is like, man, I gotta say something. I got a big platform. He's being held down by the man. They're asking him to do too much. And why is it that this white guy and this white guy and this white guy weren't raked over the same coals? And so listen, I got to go back. I watched that Jay Williams thing, that 4-minute piece. I watched it this morning. And he starts bringing up, why isn't Brett Favre having to do this? And why? And I wish I could remember the other names that he brings up. I'll go watch it again. All right, listen, stick around, everybody. J Law says he's going to tell us what the Nets are going to do or what they're trying to do.
Don't buy Copperfit. That's how you get rid of Brett Favre.
Yeah, don't buy Copperfit.
Yeah, don't buy Copperfit.
Okay.
Or Lee Jeans.
Is he a Lee? Oh, he was a Lee Jeans spokesperson. All right, stick around, everybody. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Good luck. You're a big winner at 7 Mile Casino.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by Jackery Solar Generator. Explore further with Jackery Solar Generator.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Only on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Absolutely. The best part of the day is working with the team and working directly with customers. Just because it's fun and I enjoy collaborating. I enjoy watching the customers' reactions when the designers come up with their spaces. And we really take pride in the team effort and what we accomplish in the end.
I can tell that the team we have, accountability is very important. They feel like the work that we do is not just a reflection of themselves, but a reflection of us.
We've always been a design build company, but now we've taken design, not only architectural, but interior design to a completely different level.
The philosophy of integrity here at Murray Lampert is always doing the right thing even when someone isn't looking. In turn, the homeowners get a really great product.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Your next outdoor family adventure awaits. Exploring and adventuring to new places, creating beautiful memories. For your ultimate family experience, using clean and pure energy. Endless charging for endless possibility. Fueling all your outdoor needs. Our easy to set up solar panels offer clean and powerful energy. Pass-through charging means you can charge still fully enjoying your adventures. Experience your dreams with Jackery. Be free on your travels, enjoying delicious meals. Listen to the sounds of nature or a great film, peacefully and quietly. Making these small moments count. Jackery Solar Generator. Jackery.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight is brought to you by Jackery Solar Generator. Explore further with Jackery Solar Generator.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com. We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew Show on the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Hey, everybody, I'm glad you guys are watching. And right in the middle of the show, I love to talk about one of our great sponsors. In this case, it's Jackery, and you can visit them online at jackery.com. And a couple of Jackery ambassadors, brand ambassadors, are standing by. This is Giselle and Steven, who I've been looking at their website, The Lover's Passport. Hey, guys, first of all, welcome. Glad to have you guys here. How you doing today?
Amazing.
Doing great, yeah.
Thanks so much for having us.
Tell us what The Lover's Passport is. I've been looking at the website, theloverspassport.com, and I am so jealous of the two of you guys.
Well, it kind of started as just a side hustle for us, a little couples adventure blog, if you will. And it slowly turned into a passion project of ours during COVID lockdown. And we bought our first camera in April of 2020 and just started capturing all of our adventures instead of just writing about them. And fast forward to present day, now we're both full-time travel photographers and adventure enthusiasts.
Did you guys know that you had the eye or the talent to be good photographers? Because I take a lot of pictures and I don't think I'm a photographer. I'm just a guy who has a bunch of pictures on my phone.
We're completely self-taught from YouTube.
Yeah, I feel like we used to model for one of my friends when we did different hikes. So we both loved hiking. And then eventually we were like, why don't we just buy our own camera and we can take some of our own pictures? Because we followed some of these other travel couples that inspired us a ton. So we were like, we could totally do this.
Wow, that's so cool. You guys learned photography on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube University, as we say.
Oh my God, YouTube you. That's awesome. You guys should have shirts that say YTU.
Yeah, I mean, you can learn. I have a degree in film and media, but I never did the production side of it. And the resources that are currently available online to whether you're learning photography or a totally other skill, it's incredible these days.
Where are you guys from? I read that you guys are both California people. Is that right?
Yes, born and raised in Southern California.
Where are you guys from?
I'm from Ventura, California. She's a little bit south.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Woodland Hills.
Okay,
I'm a Valley girl.
Gotcha. Okay, well, this is perfect because we've got a lot of people watching on Cox Your View throughout San Diego, Orange County, LA, Santa Barbara. So all your people are going to definitely get a chance to see all of this. So you guys become full-time travel adventure bloggers. I've been reading a bunch of your blogs. My son goes to college in West Virginia. I see you guys have a full thing on West Virginia. That was really cool for someone like me to read.
Yeah, we loved West Virginia. It was beautiful out there.
I think one thing that we really try and do is a lot of states travel, especially coming out of the pandemic. And a lot of hidden gems are just right around the corner in the States. And a lot of people think, you have to go to these beautiful international destinations, but there are so many hidden gems to explore in the state. And a lot of them there were tons and tons of these beautiful waterfalls out in West Virginia. We were really impressed.
So you guys become travel, adventure, outdoor bloggers, if you will. And then who puts the website together and who comes up with the name, The Lover's Passport?
That was me. I'm betting you couldn't guess that one. I used to work in marketing before I did this. I was very used to SEO and the back end of websites and writing articles and things like that. So I came up with The Lover's Passport by taking synonyms for couples travel and then came up with names that were still available because I was like, oh, what's something that's going to get a lot of traffic? It's not even, there's no fun story behind it. I just what's searchable and memorable.
We would be doing a lot of international travel, but then the pandemic hit, so we kind of pivoted from lots of international travel and started doing a lot of road trips to really highlight the states.
So jealous, dude. So jealous. So tell me this, you guys are photographers, so you need a lot of power. You've got equipment with you. You're also blogging and you're working on your website. So you have to, be able to be powered. And that's where our common partner, Jackery, comes in. Got about a minute and a half. I'd love for you to tell us about Jackery and what products you use and how you use them.
Yeah, Jackery's like completely changed the way that we could travel because before we were always plugging into the car. I think my car battery died like a dozen or so times. And then finally we started using the Jackery and we can charge our laptops off it. We can charge all of our camera gear. And it's really nice because it also has solar panels. So for our longer road trips, we can be completely self-sustained where we can put out the Jackery, be able to get some power from that and recharge even while we're pulling a lot of energy from our laptops.
And it's just nice if you're a digital nomad or doing remote work. It gives you the flexibility to travel and still get work done without having to worry about your laptop dying in the middle of the desert, So
Exactly.
it's such a great tool. We've been using the 1000 for over 2 years now, along with the solar panels, and we just recently upgraded. So we're really excited to continue using our Jackery out on our road trips.
Hey guys, Giselle and Steven, it is great to be with you guys. I look forward to a much longer conversation. The website is theloverspassport.com, and the other website that you should know about is jackery.com. And I loved what you guys just had to say about powering up and using solar power. It's great advice for people who are going to be tailgating or going to be traveling themselves. Good luck with more of your adventures. You got a new fan who's going to be following you guys on all the social platforms and your website. And thank you so much for talking about Jackery with us.
And thanks so much for having us.
A real pleasure, guys. Thank you. Back to the show, everybody.
Drivers are getting in accidents at a rate we've never seen before, jumping 18% since 2020. There are higher incidents of speeding and more aggressive driving since the pandemic began. Please slow down and drive safely. It can save a life.
Murray Lampert's design process is very collaborative. We love the process, and what's best about the process is the way that it can flex as needed. So if there's a new piece of technology that's available that's really going to help us out, make a more accurate model, we're going to utilize that. We'll send the measure-off team to the house, and they will end up scanning the house using drones, LiDAR scanning, lasers, and tape measures to measure every square inch of the home. Then they'll take that information back to the office and build a 3D model of the home. We'll be upfront and honest if they're asking for things that may be out of their budget. We're going to let them know up front. We're always motivated to strive for excellence. There's kind of not another way to be. We do the best work we can and ultimately make the homeowners happy. What makes me proud is when we present that 3D model to the homeowners and we wow them. Sometimes we even bring tears to their eyes because they love the design so much. That brings me a lot of joy.
Watch the San Diego State Aztecs take on the BYU Cougars. November 11th at 7:30 p.m. Only on YourView and YourView.com.
I feel like I have the fun part of the job where I get to help out and make my clients' houses look beautiful. We start with looking at the floor plan, space planning, and then we look at countertops, tile, backsplashes, flooring, cabinets, everything like that. We have a lot of client meetings start in our conference room. Sometimes we have some clients that have already selected certain items that they want to incorporate into their project. We want to make sure they're happy with it because they're going to be living with it for a very long time. Sometimes we'll do something that goes totally with the style, and then we'll have a total outlier option for the client. And a lot of the times they end up going with that because they want to see something totally different. We want to make sure that we're focusing in on our clients. I really want to make sure at the end of the day the clients are happy, that I'm keeping up with my communication with them, and that we know that at the end of the day as well, and moving through the process of construction and everything, that we're going to have a successful project.
At the Barnes firm, we're seeing more pedestrian and bicycle accidents. Drivers are rolling through red lights, and distracted driving makes every intersection a danger zone for pedestrians. Look both ways when crossing, even if you have the right of way.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
All right, great friends. What's happening Wednesday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man? Grande still off today, still celebrating that wedding, still kind of cooling out after what happened on Sunday and getting married and all the family and friends and everybody in town. So, Grande, if you're listening, if you're watching, we hope you're having a great time. But let me just say, get your ass back to work. Grande will be back tomorrow. Jay Law will be here tomorrow, Browner as well. And just giving everybody a quick heads up, tomorrow I actually had to take a day off. There's something I got going on I cannot get out of. So we'll have the whole team here tomorrow, and then we'll put the whole Mishbucha back together on Friday as we come to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Guys, a little bit of feedback from yesterday's show. This is a note that came to me via Facebook direct message. And this is from Louie, who's checking in. He says, the robe situation was funny. You really going to go fight off an intruder naked under a robe? So if you missed this conversation yesterday, me and Browner and Lawhead got into a conversation. I was telling a story. I was sound asleep on Monday night. And I start to hear something going on, what I think is a noise in my house. I think it's downstairs. So I kind of look over at the dog who's snoring and sound asleep. And I'm like, can you help out here a little bit? Can you go downstairs and bark if something's going on? Dog is sleeping, snoring. So I wake up and I go into my bathroom and I grab my robe. Shout out to Frosty the Robe Man, California Robe Company. I get on my robe and I go downstairs to find that windows are open in the downstairs bedroom and the doors are flopping, and that's what's making the noise. So I was able to go back to sleep. Browner's giving me a hard time, though, because if I'm sleeping naked and I put on a robe, and if there actually is an intruder who I have to do some hand-to-hand combat with, that the robe is the wrong garb to be wearing. Do I have this right, Brown? That was kind of your big gripe yesterday?
Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, anything that you are wearing and you're naked underneath it, a trench coat, fur coat, bathrobe, you got no chance in the fight.
Right.
'Cause at the end of the day, you are naked. All it takes is one to the shoulder and your business all over the place.
Yeah.
We've
I mean, you
seen
might
enough-
have a chance in like a domestic dispute because that's just like white trash stuff. That's the stuff you see on like live PD when they show up and the guy's just
Right.
hanging out of a robe because him and his wife have been slapping each other around in a trailer. But yeah, you're not winning like an intruder fight when you're naked underneath. You're just not.
Because if
I have a
somebody
question,
breaks
though.
in your
You
house,
guys-
by the way, they came ready to duke it out. They came ready to fight.
Right.
You woke up butt naked with a robe on, thinking you finna equal the fight. Like you finna take the fight to them. No, bruh.
No.
No.
Yeah, but I have a question. Underneath the basketball shorts that you wear to sleep, Jay, and underneath the t-shirt that you wear to sleep, I mean, aren't you naked underneath there too?
Well, but the thing is that you're not just being exposed immediately, right?
No,
Like
it's
there's
equivalent.
there's a robe that's just I get one pull of whether it's like the inside of the lapel on the little robe strap, like anything like off the shoulder, like you're done, you're naked. Like if I have basketball shorts on, I'm at least like I'm dressed halfway like a boxer, like
Dude, if you take the wrong turn out of a bathroom and you catch the knob the wrong way in a robe, you butt naked again. There's way too many ways.
Exactly.
You can walk past a coat rack and you
Right.
butt naked again.
Little nails sticking out of the wall that much. And
You butt naked again.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah,
are you doing? It's not the same.
Seemed like anybody who commented on this story yesterday agreed with you guys that wearing a robe to check for an intruder in your house is asking for trouble.
It's like the opening scene of a horror movie. Like you're literally the opening scene of something that you're like, oh, what is this idiot doing? Oh God, he's gonna be dead. And then they go to,
going somewhere in just a bathrobe is the quickest way to be a naked, tied up hostage.
Mm-hmm.
That's simple.
Yeah. I guess what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to hang a pair of basketball shorts and a t-shirt right next to my robe. So if I get up in the middle of the night because I suspect the possibility of an intruder where I may have to fight that person off, at least I'm wearing the right clothes to brawl versus a robe where I become naked.
Let me ask you a question. This is serious, but it's also funny. When the last time you had a legit tussle? Not a fight, just a tussle where you were like back and forth with somebody. Just a tussle.
It's been a little while.
Okay,
It's been a minute, as they say, as the young people say. It's been a minute.
Okay,
but it's probably more like 15 minutes. Go ahead.
okay. Let's say it's been 20 years. Okay,
Yeah,
let's say last
yeah.
time you got into a legit tussle, you
Mhm.
were 30. Okay,
All right.
were you naked?
No.
No, you were wearing clothes, so you had a chance. Okay, if you were butt naked in a tussle, you protecting other parts, man. It's just not a good idea. It's
Well,
not a
look,
good
all I
idea.
said to you guys yesterday was that I slept naked, and that to go down and inspect what was happening at the house, I put on a robe because I didn't want to have to fight somebody naked. So at least I had on a robe. But you guys have since set me straight and told me that you are essentially naked because
Yeah,
that robe's coming off. Yeah.
yeah. The screen door already open, dog. You can't be out there like that.
All right. Here's a message I received yesterday from a gentleman named Ryan Trammell, who says, "Hey, great friends, just want to say thank you for all you do. You make my days go better with you guys." And I said, "Hey, man, thanks a lot. Appreciate you saying that." And he writes me back. He says, "I'm a teacher, and when everything was uncertain during COVID, you guys were one of the few constants during that time for me and for many others. The podcast, radio show, TV show grew during that time, and I've been there for the ride. Congrats on all your success." Hey, Rye, gosh, sometimes it's nice to just hear things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you're living it and you're in the middle of it all, and you don't really think that you're succeeding as much as as much as maybe you do on that end, it's just that's kind of a nice thing to hear. So just love the feedback. If you guys ever want to get a hold of us, you can always kind of DM us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can get a hold of us on any of those platforms, TikTok, Cited, you name it. We pretty much get your response. Even when we send out emails every week, we send out like 15,000 emails, and I'll get back like a couple hundred emails. People who actually reply to the emails that are just mass emails that we're putting out. It's kind of supposed to be rhetorical, but people answer them. And then I answer those as well. So just appreciate everybody's feedback. And next time I think there's an intruder, I will not wear a robe. You have my commitment.
Awesome.
I mean, even Hugh Hefner wears like a two-piece silk pajamas under his robe, and that guy is always expecting to be naked, you know? So.
Right on. So I mentioned to you guys that I was voting last night. What do you do when there's no sports on? I mean, there was no NBA basketball. Like, I mean, even if like I'm not watching the Lakers, let's say, but it's a Tuesday night and I'm home, there's a game on. At least I can turn on a game. There seems to be football almost every night, and there was some game from the MAC. I'm telling you, Toledo I saw. I don't know who Toledo was playing. That was like the only sporting event that I found on television last night. Browner, you said you went back and watched the Chicago Bears and the Miami Dolphins from Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I intended to sit down and watch the last two episodes of Legacy on Hulu. I never got to that. So, what does a sports fan do on a night where it's all about election coverage and every channel you turn to is election coverage? And there really was no sports on last night. I'm kind of a little bit lost.
Can I offer you up something about a show that you wanted to watch, and last night you had the perfect window to watch it? This is not just you. This is anybody who's like, "Oh, I'm watching this show. I'm watching this show. I'm watching that show." If you didn't watch it last night as a sports fan, if you didn't catch up on any shows that you wanted to catch up on last night, you don't really like the show. You don't like it.
Well, wait a second. You're saying that I didn't watch Legacy because I don't really like it?
Right.
No. The reason I didn't watch Legacy last night.
Responsible to finish things that you start.
No. Here's what happened to me. I got done with voting. I got done voting. Then me and my daughter, we went to a grocery store. We picked up a few things. We came home. We ate a couple of things. I was actually doing a family FaceTime last night. You realize that my children are in the Eastern time zone, the Central time zone, the Mountain time zone, and then me and Julia are here in the Pacific time zone. And we had a FaceTime going with all five of us, three of them in college, two of us here. And we had a 5-person FaceTime going last night in every time zone across the country.
College
so for my
kids don't
son,
sleep.
for my son, it was like midnight. For my daughter in New Orleans, it was 10. For my daughter in Boise, it was 9. And for us, it was like 8 or 8:30, whatever it was. So yeah, I had family FaceTime rather than watching the Legacy show. It's not because I don't like it. It's just because I haven't gotten back to finishing the last 2 episodes. That's all.
Okay. Well,
How's your daughter liking Tulane, New Orleans?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Right. I had a niece that graduated from there a couple years ago. Loved it.
Dude, I can't wait to get down there. I'm just trying to find the right time to go. I think I'm going to wait until, because she's coming back for Christmas holidays. And then, I can't really do much until after the Super Bowl. And I was looking at the schedule to find out when the Lakers play the Pelicans down in New Orleans. And I think that's when I'm going to go down there, Jay, is
Nice.
go down there
When
and
is
kind of
that?
two birds with one stone, sometime in March.
Hmm.
I don't know what's going on in New Orleans in March, but everybody tells me, wait to go in. I think April is Jazz Fest.
Jazz Fest is April. Yeah.
Never been.
Yeah, that's cool. You never been
Yeah.
to New Orleans ever?
No, New Orleans been to many times.
Oh, right.
Jazz Fest
for
never
Jazz
been.
Fest. Right. Correct. Okay.
Hey, speaking of music for one quick second, do you guys have plans on Saturday night?
Saturday night.
Come on, Jay, you ain't
I
got
don't
nothing
think I
going on.
do. No, I don't think I have plans.
Brown?
What are we doing?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to tell you. Brown, you got plans on Saturday night?
I think I do. Yes.
Come on. What do you got going
on? Hanging out.
Yeah. You won't tell us with who, though, of course.
No, of course not.
Right, because you don't know who's listening, who's watching, who's monitoring everything you do and say.
You already know what time it is.
I do know what time it is because I get the same situation. Jay Law, Saturday night.
Okay.
Grab wifey. You ready for this, Browner?
Okay.
Can you show Jay Law? And now I want to invite all great friends. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on radio, if you're watching us tonight on television, I want everybody to consider their plans on Saturday night. Yes, I'm talking to you, Lori and Don Benson. Yes, I'm talking to you, Tommy. Yes, I'm talking to you, Joe Rigby, Miss Molly, Juliana, and everybody else who's part of our great friends. Saturday night in Oceanside, our man Bill Hagan and Keg the band, like the #1 dad band of North County, are getting ready to tear it up yet again. Brown, can you play the promo for everybody?
North County's hottest dad band, Keg the Band, is back at it. It's a special warm-up show for their appearance at the Wonderfront Festival. Join them Saturday, November 12th at Poorhouse Oceanside with special guests, the Brogos. Hey, great friends, this is Scott Kaplan inviting you to another show brought to you by Kaplan and Crew and the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. Join us in welcoming Keg the Band and their special friends, the Brogos, Saturday, November 12th, 8 p.m. at Poorhouse in Oceanside. Poorhouse, P-O-U-R, Poorhouse in Oceanside. Hope to see all the great friends out there for another great Keg the Band show. Keg the Band and the Brogos, live at Poorhouse, 1903 South Coast Highway in beautiful South Oceanside. Saturday, November 12th. Shenanigans start at 8 p.m. Only $7 at the door. Be there.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, I bet I have the same question for you.
Why did you read Brogo? Why did you change your mannerisms to read Brogo? Why?
Oh, that wasn't the question I had. I don't know, because I didn't really know the band the Brogos, but I kind of figure they're a bunch of dudes that do like go-go cover songs. Instead of being the Go-Go's, they're the Brogos. And I wanted to accentuate the Brogos. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right. So now here goes. Jay Law, you and wifey, you guys want to go up to see the Brogos and Keg the Band on Saturday night?
She's nursing a little ear infection this week, but I
Yeah,
might
but
have to
today's
go.
Wednesday.
I know. If she comes around, obviously, she's just she's going to get some antibiotics today or whatever
she
you
need
call
me to
it.
write her a prescription for a Z-Pack?
Selling. Do you have that ability?
I could get her a Z-Pack. I could get her one right now.
I think she's already probably on her way to that after work. But yeah,
That's
buddy.
like that
Well,
Z-Pack in the
regardless, you're going.
I'm going.
Okay.
Me and Rachel, we're
That
going.
sounds like a fun time. So hopefully she's rallied up by then. If not, I'll meet you there maybe solo or we'll see.
Okay. Brown, you don't want to bring whoever you're hanging out with on Saturday night to Keg the Band, the hottest dad band in North County? You don't think that would be like a hot thing to go to?
Bro, listen.
All right, bro.
I might show up.
Mm-hmm.
Might holler at my guy Bill Hagan. That's it.
Okay, that's all you're gonna say, huh?
Yeah.
In the meantime, I've been getting messages from my man Tommy, who's been asking me if tonight I'm gonna go see Keg the Band, and I'm like, no, dude, I believe the show is actually Saturday night, dog. It's not tonight. It's not Wednesday night. It's Saturday night in Oceanside at a place called Poorhouse, P-O-U-R, Poorhouse. And I'll be there. I will be in the Poorhouse.
What is it?
What?
All right, man. All right.
What?
Oh, listen, I might show up. I might pop in.
Okay. Hey, we're coming north. I'm looking at a guy like Michael Ambacher. Yo, Mike, you coming? You coming
Wait,
out
I
on
thought that
Saturday
was
night?
no. I thought that was down here. You said you're going north. Where is it? Hold on.
It's in Oceanside, dog.
Ooh, oh boy. Okay, now I just lost some percentage.
Now you're not. You're definitely not coming. You're not coming all the way to Oceanside.
I lost some percentage when you told me it was in Oceanside, dog.
Yeah, but as Bill points out, it's South Oceanside. See, I thought the question you were going to ask was, why is it that the promo for the show sounds like a monster truck jam?
Oh,
You know what I mean? Or like a horror movie.
Keg the bear.
Right. Keg the dad bear
Ah.
at the poorhouse. with
It
the
does sound like it
pogo.
does sound like the guy's eating children while he says that.
Right. He does.
Right? It's like, oh, that was good. Now go to the poorhouse. Oh, give me that one too. Yeah.
The shenanigans begin at 8 p.m.
Now I
and
love
it's only
shenanigans as a word.
$7.
One of my favorite words is shenanigans.
You like shenanigans. You're a big fan of that word.
Love shenanigans. Love that word.
Not to be confused with Bennigan's.
Not to be confused. Well, Shenanigans, I think, was the name of that restaurant in that dumb movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds and like Dane Cook, and they made it was a spoof
of Bennigan's
movie about Bennigan's and like that kind of restaurant service industry, the Fridays, the Applebee's type of experience. And I believe the movie's called Waiting. And if you ever worked in the service industry, it's a great movie. If you haven't, you might just be like, this is just a dumb comedy. But that was the name of their like chain, was Shenanigans.
Is Bennigan's still a thing?
I don't think so. I think they filed Chapter 11 a few years ago.
Really? There
Yeah.
used to be a Bennigan's down in Mission Valley.
Yeah, they were hot for a minute.
Yeah, there was a Bennigan's down in Mission Valley. I've been to a couple of different times, but this is going back years ago.
Hypergrowth. What happened to them? They were one of those like
over
hypergrowth, and they couldn't. Once they thought that they were going to be more popular in the next Applebee's or whatever, they built too many of them without enough money. And I think eventually that's what took them down over the long haul. So they eventually ended up, I think, closing every Bennigan's in the country.
Wow. Yeah, I hadn't thought about Bennigan's. Do they still have TGI Fridays?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
still a
there's
thing?
still some TGI Fridays out there living. I think right now, Applebee's kind of is the stronghold in that kind of genre of restaurants, that Fridays, that Chili's, that whole cookie cutter experience.
Last TGI Fridays I think I can remember is in UTC. There's like a BJ's, that pizza beer place.
Yeah.
And there was a TGI Fridays in UTC, like right off Nobel. But I don't even know if TGI Fridays is still around anymore.
Wow. So check this out. Bennigan's. So they did file Chapter 7 bankruptcy. 2008 is when it all started spiraling. They closed their last one. I think it says here 138 franchises were hindered, but many of them closed shortly after. And then, the pandemic really shut them down. But they're rebranding there's an article as of October 3rd, 2022. They're relaunching a 40-year-old brand. And, investors are back, customer. Yeah. So
they're making a comeback.
Look out for new Bennigan's coming. Own a Bennigan's. I mean, literally, their website is Own a Bennigan's. Contact us.
Is that the name of are they going to rebrand it as New Bennigan's, or is it just old Bennigan's?
No, it's just Bennigan's has relaunched its 40-year-old brand. And so they're actually they have a whole website with a whole plan of the resurrection, and like you can own one. So yeah, they're coming back. How about
there
that?
you go.
All those shenanigans.
Right, all over Shenanigans. Hey, listen, Saturday night, Poorhouse, Oceanside. The Shenanigans begin at 8 p.m. It's only $7 at the door. Live music, lots of fun. We'll all have a great time. I hope to see everybody up there. Hey, before we keep moving here, I want to just mention everybody, our friends at PenskeSanDiego.com. Penske, Penske, PenskeSanDiego.com. For everybody that's listening on radio right now, 12 dealerships around San Diego County. We worked with Mazda of Escondido. We had a great experience with them. They are one of the Penske dealerships. We had a deal with Lexus San Diego where we did a big appearance on a Saturday afternoon. Had a huge crowd show up. They're also a Penske dealership. So when you think about a new car, here are all the different brands that Penske San Diego has for you to consider. Acura, Audi, BMW, Honda, Lexus, Mini, Mazda, Mercedes, and Toyota. But to make your life super easy, just go to the website, Penske, Penske, PenskeSanDiego.com. Shop online at PenskeSanDiego.com. All right, guys, bunch of things I want to get to today, and I definitely want to get you guys your opinions on this. I saw Jay Williams of ESPN put out a video on Twitter about Kyrie Irving, and he's furious about this Kyrie Irving situation. And what is he so mad about? Not about what Kyrie Irving has said or done or the kind of teammate that he is or anything like that. He's furious about the Brooklyn Nets making Kyrie Irving pretty much jump through hoops to come back to the team. Like, you put this stuff out, you've created a whole bunch of problems for yourself and for the organization and for the league. And now if you want to come back to our team, here's all the different things you got to do. Let's discuss that coming up. Stick around. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by Jackery Solar Generator. Explore further with Jackery Solar Generator.
Locally owned and operated, not some bland, uninspired, corporate, cookie-cutter radio station crap. We simply say to those stations, Q. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Many are adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to their homes. Our experience, plus our strong relationship with the city, makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
We listen to you first, then design and build. Visit MurrayLampert.com for your consultation.
Hola, I'm J.R. Cardenas.
And I'm Vanessa Ramirez.
We're the hosts for Subida, where we showcase California restaurants, music,
art, culture, and so much more.
We would love to talk to you about featuring your business on our show.
Yes, and as an added bonus, you get to keep the professional video segment to repurpose and use on your website or social media channels.
Please click on the link below to get more information about how to put your business on Subida.
We hope to hear from you soon.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on YourView or stream it online at yourview.com. Brought to you by Procopio, San Diego's largest law firm, committed to community, representing San Diegans for more than 75 years.
Many are adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to their homes. Our experience, plus our strong relationship with the city, makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
We listen to you first, then design and build. Visit MurrayLampert.com for your consultation.
If you're going to count yourself as a fan of this radio station, you'll need to continuously ask yourself one basic question. Am I listening enough? Pro tip, wives are not a good source for input on this. This is the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio.
Many are adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to their homes. Our experience, plus our strong relationship with the city, makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
We listen to you first, then design and build. Visit MurrayLampert.com for your consultation.
Muéstrame cómo va a manejar papi. ¿A dónde vas a ir?
On every mountain and valley you tread, through wind and rain, we're here with you. To shine a light when it gets dark, and to forge a path where it gets tough. Let Jackery Solar power all your hopes and dreams. Take you where you want to go, to the goals you chase, to the ones you love. Explore further with Jackery Solar. Jackery, 10 years on.
From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on Your Health. Join Erica Cardenas as she introduces you to health experts and discover how our daily choices affect our well-being. Plus, learn simple tips for healthier living. Your Health, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on YourView and yourview.com. Your Health is brought to you by Clever Care Health Plan. your partners for comprehensive care.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
So there I am in